Hello, welcome back to another video. Today we got some good old Smash JT, Visa and MasterCard's secret ties with Roblox just got exposed. And honestly, when I hear that and I see this title, I can't help to think to myself, all this bullshit about wanting to like protect kids and wanting to like make the internet quote unquote safer for kids, and then you have Roblox banning like actual people who go out of their way to look for child predators on Roblox because it makes the game look bad, is their logic. Yeah, sure. Like, bro, the Roblox situation is so bad that fucking Chris Hansen is literally making a documentary about the amount of pedophiles on Roblox. It's fucking insane. But yeah, let's get into it. Alright. Good thing I noticed this 3 seconds in. Shit. Alright, here we go.
Madam Savvy on X. Just so we understand this, Roblox has had a massive predator problem that hasn't been talked about enough, but it has been talked about since at least 2018. However, Visa, MasterCard, PayPal all choose to go after fiction that is heavily gated behind filters and verification in the form of needing to make purchases on Steam and demand it be removed. These companies...
Yeah, like, holy shit, she said the thing. It's so stupid that they'll go after certain video games because it's quote-unquote bad for people to play them, adult content that adults are paying for. But meanwhile, you have a children's game that's quite literally free to play, accessible to everyone and anyone, and that has way more issues than the actual the actual video games that they decided to go after. Why? Who the fuck knows? I honestly can't place my finger on it, Like she says there, those games you need to quite literally buy to be able to play them, okay? Meaning you need to have a credit card or a debit card or some type of a way to like buy these games. And realistically, who the fuck in their right mind is going to buy one of those games for little kids? Secondly, obviously, no parent would let their kids see those types of games to begin with. They'd heavily monitor their fucking their accounts. But something like Roblox, you can't really monitor that at all. Like, it's pretty fucking hard to monitor what your kid is doing on Roblox or what they're seeing, given that Roblox is quite literally free to play.
Companies made morality cases based on the risk to their own brand. These are not brands. No one cares about the Visa brand. You are a utility, not a thoughtful experience. So fiction is bad. But real life grooming and easy access to children, totally fine. I stand by my previous statements and what I called these companies. Not one single peep about Hollywood, Diddy. You could buy this from a website with Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, all throughout the trial.
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid, man. Like, holy shit, you even have, like, the Diddy trial with all the shit he did, and he didn't even get charged for that. He got, like, charged on, like, the 3 most minor offenses that they had up there, which equates to, like, what, 10 years in prison with probation? Like, bro, that's not even enough.
Under the EO,
I don't love Hollywood.
Their rules of brand risk and vague phrasing is not allowed. So keep on calling, keep on filing ethic reports, and keep on keeping on them. We are only just getting started in this battle. And this is my favorite part. Also, collective shout, a shame you don't go after real child predators. A shame you can't use your
Yeah, no, instead of going after real child predators, they'll praise them and say that the movie Cuties is phenomenal and it's a great form of, like, I don't fucking know what they said. They said it was a great form of protest against the social norms, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you on? It's literally a movie about girls dancing and twerking and shit. Like, Get off your fucking high horse, man. Like, what a bunch of hypocrites.
$500,000 in donations from last year to do actually useful things, but instead go after bakeries, charities, and Detroit Become Human. Funny how none of you can be bothered to comment on this, but you'll defend cuties. I fucking love Savvy. She's savage savvy. She
Yeah.
continues.
Yeah, remember?
This is why the
Or know how
ESRB
I
needs
said
to be deleted.
cuties? You know how I said cuties? Yep. There it is. They'll defend cuties. She said it herself. They'll defend cuties instead of going after something like cuties. And then they'll say, "Oh, but video game bad cuz woman too sexy and she gets fucked in video game and she's sexy."
I fucking love Savvy.
We all love
Savage
Savvy.
savvy. She continues, this is why the ESRB needs to be deleted, and we need a new rating system. No online games marketed to kids, regardless of the content. It does nothing otherwise. It would be sounding the alarm of predators, but it is quiet. Funny how they have the funds to do weekly podcasts and blogs. No one watches or reads, though. Isn't that curious? ESRB is interesting. Now, Zippy says, frankly, it's not the ESRB's fault. People are dumb. They think the ESRB is like broadcast antics. Man,
Yeah,
broadcast
it's so
rules
stupid, dude.
made people dumber. Savvy said, once you actually look at the ESRB website and what the dear leader wants, you'll come to see how this is all part of why they need to be ignored.
Yeah, the fucking ESRB rating quite literally goes a long way. Like, that's quite literally what the determining factor of what makes a kid's game and what makes a mature game a mature game. It's why Call of Duty will never drop below a rated M for mature anymore. I'm sure there's been a Call of Duty in the past, maybe like one or two that was rated T for teen, but now like they'll never drop below M for mature because of how graphic they are and what they depict and how you play the games. But you have stuff like Mario Party, that's rated E for everyone because it's Mario. But Mario at the same time is more geared towards kids. Like, it started off as a 2D pixel platformer, and then it branched off into Mario Party, Mario Kart, Mario Worlds, and all that stuff. You even got Mario in 3D with Mario 3D Land. Like, and all those games have different ratings because of who they cater towards and because the companies are following very strict guidelines for how to get those ratings.
The ESRB was put in place to assist parents in guiding purchases. Parents that don't understand gaming, that don't play games, that don't know what their kids are into, they could have a simple letter to look at and be like, okay, that's fine with my kid. And they're not old enough for the other one, so they can't get those ones. And you know what? I would argue it worked. The problem is now, after so many years, they want more control. They want more information about the kids. It is curious. But back to the Visa and MasterCard situation on this. Nate Hoddery replied to Savvy saying, Visa and MasterCard are also in a strategic partnership with Roblox. Well, shoot.
Well, that sort of raises even more questions now, doesn't it? Why are you like allowing Roblox to continue and do their thing if you're so against these very specific things, but you're against video games that you quite literally have to buy? Roblox is free to play. You know? Not only that, I don't even think Roblox is an actual video game that's like on Steam and stuff like that. I think quite literally Roblox is accessible via the internet. Like it's a website that hosts servers for different things, but it's primarily video games. And by different things, I mean like different types of content for Roblox. You know, kind of like how Minecraft has its own launcher and everything, but you still have to like you still have to buy it from like the Windows Store or some shit. I forget where, or you could just get it from the website itself, and it gives you a launcher. I think Roblox is the same thing, except that Roblox is live service, meaning it's always on the internet, and you're gonna be interacting with other people. You don't know who these people are, and based off of all the stuff that's been going down recently, you can assume that a lot of the people who aren't kids are practically pedophiles trying to groom, except for the ones that are obviously trying to expose them.
That's kind of
It's
curious.
insane.
Which consists of them running in game promotions and offering exclusive reward items.
That
Not
is
only do
wild.
they refuse to enforce their own rules the same way they did with Steam, they continue to implicitly support a platform which protects PDFs. So, yeah, this is a double whammy of hypocrisy. MasterCard is a partner of Roblox. I feel like there's a conflict of interest here, MasterCard, offering various collaborations and promotions within the platform. Specifically, MasterCard has been involved with events like Grammy Week on Roblox, providing virtual items like MasterCard aviator glasses. Additionally,
Bruh.
Roblox gift cards can be purchased using MasterCard and redeemed for Robux or premium subscriptions.
That is insane. That is fucking insane. The fact that there's quite literally incentives to use these specific cards is wild to me. And incentives to. How is this not as bad as like the gotcha stuff? Or not the gotcha stuff, the loot boxes stuff that they quite literally had to ban. They banned through laws because it was essentially gambling for kids, and it was a money fucking printing machine because kids wanted like the exclusive 1% drop rate skin, or like in Black Ops 3 you wanted the fucking the weapons that you had to only get out of the box, the loot box, that were quite literally the most broken weapons in existence that never got touched, because if you nerfed a weapon loot box, guess what? No one's gonna spend money and try to get the weapon loot box if it's ass. The loot box weapon. No. Could you imagine if they had released the crossbow back in Black Ops 3, the crossbow through the loot box, and it was shit? People would not have spent so much money to get it. But no, it was like loaded with a whole bunch of broken shit, and you could dual wield it, making it even deadlier. Like, it didn't ping on map because you're shooting a crossbow silently. You could dual wield it, and it was a one shot kill, no matter what, at whatever distance. So if you miss, so when you're dual wielding it, you miss your first shot. Guess what? You have another one. You could just spam the other trigger, and then you could alternate left, right, left, right, left, right, and then just shoot 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and you'll eventually hit one of those shots, as opposed to needing to reload it. Like it's fucking, it's so bad, man. It was so bad. The loot box issue, and then every other company started doing it. Why? Because they knew they could start printing money that way. I mean, hell, you saw it with Overwatch, and then guess what? That law passed. Though you can't have loot boxes in your games anymore because it's essentially promoting gambling, and you're having kids go steal their fucking parents' credit cards to buy like $100 worth of fucking loot boxes just to try to get a fucking skin or a goddamn weapon. It's like, bro, it's just shit.
MasterCard's presence
This is the exact same thing as that.
in Roblox, partnerships and events, virtual items, gift cards, and as a payment method. Curious, pretty curious. Visa is a partner with Roblox, notably for the Olympic World presented by Visa experience on the platform, celebrating Olympic Games Paris 2024. This partnership extends beyond the Olympics, with Visa also utilizing Roblox for other events like Visa Live at levievt, showcasing musical performances and art experiences. Wow. Sure sounds like there's a conflict of interest with Visa as well.
Yep.
Olympic World, Visa Live, other activations. Why?
Oh, but you this is what's so stupid. You know that Roblox has this massive fucking pedophile and grooming problem, but you'll support them, have like straight up events on it and whatnot, and sponsor it and fund it. But oh no, Steam has a game where woman too sexy and booba too big and fucking in game fucking. Oh yeah, no, that's bad. That's bad. We gotta remove that. You know, and that's not even some of the games that they targeted. They also targeted other fucking games that didn't have anything to do with that. Like, holy shit, dude. It's fucking stupid how fucking hypocritical they are. Oh no, Steam bad. Steam and Itchio bad. You're not allowed to buy hentai games and fucking porn games with your own money as an adult on those sites. That's bad. Oh, but the grooming of children and pedophiles, oh, that's good. We support that. Yeah, totally. We'll even give you money, Roblox, for you to do nothing about it. Like it's so stupid.
Wider partnerships with Roblox. Roblox has also partnered with WPP to help brands, including Visa, integrate into the metaverse. Wow,
Oh god.
that
Not
is
Facebook.
weird. That is weird. Almost like there's a double standard here.
Yep.
And Chibi Reviews over on X quote tweeting saying, brand protection and think of the children. Isn't this all curious? Isn't this
Yep.
all very curious? And then you go over and look at the
Wow.
Roblox.
Look at this reply right here. Attorney General of Louisiana just announced they are suing Roblox. Yep, like right here. Today, breaking today, I'm suing Roblox, the #1 gaming site for children and teens, and breeding ground for sexual predators. Oh
Stop.
boy.
I gotta be honest, guys. Like, it's it's not even it's not even been affected this week.
Nope.
It started at 132 at the peak, and
It got like a massive dip here, right here, from 130 to 130, give or take, to like about 120.
it's at 125.
Oh no, never mind. 120 is here. To like about 124.50.
Five,
Something like
$7
that.
down less than 5% in the past 5 days, which could be attributed to literally anything. Less than a 5% move in a week is so minimal that it's actually comical. It's like what's happening behind the scenes that we don't know about. Why is this not being affected? It's got to make you ask those questions, right? And this is on top of Roblox being sued and multiple other lawsuit threats coming at them. And yet the stock is just moving right along. No big changes. Now the 1 month flow, it's still up. It's still up in the last month, 6 months. Doing great. Up almost 100% in 6 months. Year to date, up over 100%. 5 years, up 80%. It's really gone up a lot in 1 year, though. Up 200% in the last year. So, yeah, Roblox has a long way to fall. And
Yeah.
as far as what...
Honestly, me personally, I am here for it. I am here for the downfall of Roblox, honestly, because holy shit, dude. They need, like, it's amazing how the YouTube's like, "Oh, we have to push this stuff to like protect kids." And you have other fucking governments being like, "Oh, we need age verification to protect children." Meanwhile, you have Roblox, a place that quite literally would benefit from something like age verification, to keep these predators out and whatnot, and ensure that it's a safe space for kids and teens. Completely not adhering to that whatsoever, not even implementing things for that, and instead they'll ban creators who go out of their way to make content exposing those predators in Roblox. It's fucking insane.
is happening with Visa and MasterCard right now. I do find it very curious with the double standard that's being applied here.
Yep.
Why is it that they don't do something about this with what's happening? I'm serious. Like, why are they going after Steam and Itch, but yet PDFs are okay on the platform? This is, by the way, the tangled webs we weave. This is the problem that you start running into when you start trying to censor individual things. It opens you up to, okay, so you're going to do that over there. Why aren't you doing it over here for something that people could argue is way worse? Because this is real life. The stuff that you were censoring over there is just a video game. An animated violence or animated things that you didn't like. This is actually a legitimate concern that you are, you could say, propping up with your finances. It's just very curious. Very curious. Psychro says, I also think we should just make any games made for kids offline. That way, they can't ever interact with adults. Maybe local co op, but else, if it's single player, they would play it less if they really want to have fun with friends, maybe.
There's downsides to that though, because okay, well, what happens if like fucking Timmy, Jimmy, and Tony are neighbors? They all live in the same neighborhood and they're all friends, but they're also friends with fucking James, Keith, and Evan who live like in a who live in another city, you know. But they all go to the same school because school district fucking lines and whatnot. Well, what happens then? You know, like if it's like local, you wouldn't really be able to do much with them, with those other three friends. So like there's downsides to this, especially when it comes to limiting things. Like you can't really just say this and be like, yeah, this is the best solution you can think of, because this isn't even a band-aid to the solution, because even if it's like this, like I said, dude, this doesn't really help out that much.
I wonder about that one because that's a double edged sword.
Yeah.
I see where he's coming from.
Like, yeah, it would keep kids safer from like talking to fucking Pablo, who's a 32-year-old man who's sitting in his basement, beating his meat on Roblox. It would like solve that issue, but like I said, it would limit the interactability between kids.
And I don't necessarily disagree with it. But at the same time, I go back to well, you can't keep kids in bubble wrap forever. And
Yeah.
the world is very technologically advanced. And you are putting the kids at a disadvantage if you wrap them up in bubble wrap for 18 years. Take the bubble wrap off and then push them out into the real world and say, figure all this shit out. Good luck to you, bro. I would almost argue if you do that to your kids, you're setting them up to fail in this world. I think it's actually important for them to deal with real life stuff. I mean, obviously not with the PDFs directly, but
Yeah.
understanding that there are bad people in this world and learning that early on to prepare them for the world when they get older.
How else do you expect kids to learn if you constantly shelter them? How are kids supposed to know that, fucking don't touch the rusty needle because it could poke you and you could cut yourself, you know? Obviously that's an extreme example, but like, okay, I can't really think of another example that isn't like, okay, who's to say, okay, another example, one that like might be more realistic. How are kids supposed to know not to go and fuck with fire ants if they don't like go and see the fire ant and try to touch one and it stings them, and then they learn, oh no, that's bad, it'll sting you? Or bees, who's to, how are kids supposed to know that, if you see a bee, just let it be, let it be, let it fly around, don't try to catch it, don't try to grab it, because then it'll sting you, you know
And
stuff like
again,
that,
going back
like
to
things that you need to
it's
learn
very important to have a
through
solid
just
family
curiosity.
structure behind the scenes to make sure that everything has been done to ensure that the child has the best opportunity. And I'll leave it at this. I do find it curious that everything that seems to be happening right now is a massive misdirection for what the real problem facing modern society is. The
Yep.
single income family is gone. It's impossible. Both parents need to work. Both parents need to make an income to survive.
Yep.
And it is time is of the essence of even seeing the kids, of even spending time with them, even if you work from home, even if you live in the same house as them. You're married, you have a nuclear family, everything's great, but you're always working to pay
Yeah.
those bills because everything's so expensive. The dollar has been devalued so far that it's been completely shot to shit and meaningless.
Yep.
That's where I would love to see
The
the
economic
government
situation is
focus
terrible.
on and fix that instead of going after Roblox and
Like
trying.
shit, you have some parents that can't even afford to actually buy a house. They have to live in a rent controlled apartment because shit is so expensive and they can't really afford to buy a house. Even though they don't want to be living in that apartment, they would actually rather have a house so that way the kid can have space. But no, instead they're cramped into this like single or double bedroom apartment, and then they quite literally don't have any space for anything, and they're constantly tired, and because they're constantly working, and every day it just seems like shit gets harder and harder.
Trying to misdirect people and say, "Oh, look over here with the shiny object of PDFs." I mean, yeah, yes, it's a problem.
Yep.
But holy shit, fix your shit elsewhere. Let parents parent. Stop trying to take more control away from us. Fix your shit over there and let us parent. Because as it stands right now, the way the finances are going in the world, especially in the United States,
Yep.
it's becoming harder and harder to raise a kid financially in a viable situation. So it puts people at a disadvantage if they try to spend more time with their kids because they have less time working and less ability to pay their bills. It's a constant battle. It's brutal.
Yeah, it's just
I
an
don't
uphill
want more red
struggle.
tape. I don't. I see all this happening. I see more restrictions. I see more censorship. I see everyone focusing on things that nobody gives a shit about.
It's the constant pushing the boulder up the mountain, up the steep mountain, where you eventually the boulder will start rolling back on you because you're essentially trying to push it up vertically instead of pushing it at an angle. It'll eventually fall and you'll eventually have to start over. That's essentially where all this shit is heading. And instead of people trying to make it so that way it's easier, start terraforming the mountain, I guess, and make it slanted so that way you could reach the peak. Instead, people are curving the mountain and whatnot, turning it into like the Tim fucking Burton Nightmare Before Christmas fucking mountain, but instead of pushing it from the slope where Jack Skeleton walks up, you're pushing it from the other side where it's quite literally inverting into itself.
Just to make sure
Everything's just becoming
the actual
everything's just becoming a bigger uphill battle.
problems. Because they don't want to deal with that. They want to keep everyone poor so that they can stay rich.
Yep.
I think that ultimately is what it all comes down to. Misdirection and confusing people. And making say, "Oh yeah, PDFs are bad." Fucking of course they're bad. That's
Yeah,
not
we
what
all
the
know
issue
that.
is, though. Let parents parent. Anyways, I'll leave that there. Sorry. I just this if you can't tell, this really frustrates me. This entire situation is just, as a dad
Yep.
of kids that play Roblox, this entire situation really gets at me.
Yeah, he like sees it for what it is. It's just a mask. Like it's stupid as shit, you know? Like it's ridiculous and it's very leading in the wrong direction. It's like, yes, pedophiles are bad. Yes, this is a situation that needs to be addressed. But when you actually start digging deeper, it's like, okay, well, you're addressing this situation, but not this other situation. You're having a double standard. Maybe, don't stick your nose in this issue and, I don't know, do shit to make the living standard better, the standard of living. But it's just a shit show, man. It's just a genuine shit show. Nothing but monkeys fleeing shit at each other, not gonna lie. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, and all that YouTube jazz, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Later.